Good afternoon, Paul. I got your machine ready to go. We're about to box it up. I just wanted to give you a video and some free know-how, if you will, about things that you should do and should not do with this machine. First things first, I'm going to talk about the upkeep. Every single day, before we even come in and I flip this switch to on, before I do anything, I'm going to take a little bit of oil and I'm going to hit every single guide shaft or any shaft that I have, every one of them. I'm just going to put a little douse of oil every single day. Just one little drop. One little drop. So I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7 and 8. All 3 cylinders and guide rods. Every single day. Let's get a drop of oil in there. That way we keep these things well lubricated and it prolongs the life of your machine. I know this is a big investment. You guys want it to last, and that is the first and foremost thing that needs to happen. As far as that goes, I've got safety covers to keep everybody's hands and stuff away from this while in use. I give you adjustment right here. I covered it up for a reason. The reason being, I need you, before you guys adjust anything, which I'll get to the adjustments here in a little bit, but before you do, you need to take your key, conveniently located, right here, it will be there, and I'm going to loosen each one of these bolts up, all 4, on both sides, 1, 2, 3, and 4. That way, once they're loosened, I can come through here and give this knob a twist, and either bring my actuator motors up or down, and that'll adjust this entire plate for width purposes. That being said, you might, right now what we've been doing is crushing this bag, or crushing your product right there. Obviously that is not the best I can do because I don't have the proper bag. That's gonna come up to you guys. I'm gonna need a bag long enough to set in the middle of the machine, yet still come out far enough to keep my hands away from the machine and to get the proper seal. The reason I have to have this in the center is because I've got double cylinders right here. So I can't put more product towards the front, because then what it's going to do is it's going to compress and do one of these, and that can really booger my machine up. I need everything to come down very at the same rate, if you will. I need it to come down mirrored image. So that, like I said, you guys have got to come up with the proper bag. What's the thickness of this bag? Do you know, Jason?
I think that one's 3 mil. 3
mil? I believe you're right. If it's 3 mil, this I believe to be the perfect thickness for your bag. It's going to be perfect. Like I said, the length and the width is going to be up to you. You're going to have to decide the specs of how you're going to fold your product, and then we need the bag to correlate with. So that being said, I want to run through the machine, kind of show you exactly what you'll need to do from going from one big product to the next. It's super easy. I'll use this as an example. I know, oh, there it is, right here. Here's your other product you sent me, and I want you to see the difference. There is a huge difference in width, right? Big time difference. So I'm not gonna be able to set the machine up for this and it still do the same for this, or vice versa. I can't set the machine up for this and expect it to work with this. It's just not gonna happen. So, here's how we're gonna adjust it. Now I'm gonna set the machine up. Right now it's set up to squish this. So what I'm gonna do is show you how to squish this right here, right? Which I might have it on. First things first, before I go to my actuator motor to adjust anything, we talked about it a second ago. I'm gonna take my key, my Allen key, and I'm gonna go to each one of these things. I'm gonna loosen it up. And through the convenience of cutting, you won't have to watch me do each one of these. All right, now, I've gone around the entire machine and I've made sure all my blocks are loose. Now I am able to come here. I need to flip this on in order to give this whole machine power, including the adjustments. We're going to lift up here, and you'll watch. You'll see this whole thing rise and fall. This is going to allow me to set whatever distance I want. For example, in the morning, if I'm doing this, I would take all the air off this machine and I'd allow all of my cylinders to come at rest. What that's going to do is everything's going to fall and just be at its lowest point, which allow you for, these are 20-inch strokes, right? 20-inch strokes. Each one of them will go a maximum of 20, and that's it. It's as far as it'll go. Now we can control that by saying, all right, I'm going to let everything down. I know that's at 20. I need to squish this product to less than an inch, so I'm going to have to drop it all the way down. So here's what I'm going to do. You're going to see it raise up, super easy. We've done this for your convenience. So you can squish just about any product you want to. Up, now I'm going to come back down. I'm going to drop this as low as it possibly can go. Just because that product I'm going to be able to squish the fire out of next to nothing. So now we've dropped it down. In order, once again, to prolong the life of your machine, before I tighten this is me. You don't have to do it at all. You don't have to, but I think it is necessary to do so. I'm going to take just a regular level, and I'm going to put it right here and make sure that everything's level. The weight tends to fall a little towards the back, so all I got to do here is lift up just slightly. Tighten it up. Now I am 100% level on this side, so I can go ahead and tighten all 4 bolts. And I'm going to do the same for the other side. Make sure it's level. Because if we don't, we can really screw this thing up. All right. Now make sure everything's level. I've tightened everything back. Now we can go ahead and use the machine to its proper form. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you. I'm not even going to put this in a poly bag once again because I don't have the proper length, but at least you'll get to see. We're at about 4 inches roughly. Push down, I know you can't see it, but right now it's 1.5 inches because that's in my way. But now you see exactly. And so we took that down to 1.5 inches. 1.5 inches. We squished it, what, 3 inches roughly? I think you're going to be very pleased. I will show you again on this one just so you can see it. Once again, I don't have the proper bag. So I'm just going to tear a little hole and let the air escape, but I want you to see how far this is going to crush this thing. Now, when it comes to this product, because it is so much bigger, you would want to lift this thing up. Now I've got a black mark on here that I believe is your proper setting. So what I'm going to do, once again, now you won't have to do this often because we're going to squish all of the same product as much as I have instead of going from one to the other. We're going to squish and bag and seal as much of the exact same product as much as I can. Maybe I'm doing 1 product per day. Then the next day I come in and set it up a little bit different and I get another product off the doors. We're talking speed and more importantly, time management. I don't want to have to do this all the time. So like I said, we're going to do 1 product at a time and as many as I possibly can before I have to adjust. Now with that being said, once again I'm going to go around, I'm going to loosen all 4 of these things up and I'm going to adjust it by picking up my motor. Like I said, I have a black mark for you guys, so that's where I'm going to set it. You can see it here. I know you can't see it from the camera, but it's there. 3 3/4 inches on that product. From call it 7.5 right now, so we basically took that down to half, double what it was, or in half, I'm sorry, not double. So there you go, easy adjustments. Like I said, before you do anything, before you touch any adjustments, make sure that these are loosened. If you don't, you will ruin this motor, completely ruin this motor. And then you're looking at putting 2 brand new motors in, which is not the best thing. As far as that goes, I think we've covered a lot. I know you guys, we've told you before, but I want to reiterate, 100 PSI bare minimum. Got to have 100 PSI clean, dry air at all times going into this machine. Also 110 volts or 120, your standard wall socket will run this machine. I think you guys are really going to like it. I think we've exceeded the expectations by a long shot. So I hope you guys enjoy the machine. Like I said, take everything that I've said here into consideration for the longevity of this machine. It's pretty much imperative that you do everything we talked about today. Thanks again. I appreciate your order, and I can't wait to hear back what you guys say.